Hey, what's up, you guys? Mr. Editor 16. I'm back on YouTube. Here to make a quick review on one of the WrestleManias that I showcased on my previous video, requested by one YouTuber, Thomas MCK98. Remember to go subscribe to him. His link will be in the description box. Anywho, the DVD he requested me was WrestleMania 21. WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. Now, this, in my opinion, was a very, and I mean very, underrated pay-per-view. 2005 was a great year. It was kind of like, I don't know, I forget what I was gonna say. Anyways, WrestleMania 21, very underrated. The whole year of 2005 was underrated in my opinion, and basically you had really great matches in this pay-per-view that no one really cares to appreciate. I mean, first of all, let me open it up. You got some great pictures. The Divas match, the ladder match, Big Show versus Akibono, Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, which was a classic. Undertaker and Randy Orton, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, JBL and Cena, Hulk Hogan, Batista and Triple H. You got picture John Cena doing the attitude adjustment on JBL, and the Hollywood logo on the back. John Cena winning the WWE title, Batista winning the world title. Both won it for the first time. You got other pictures on the back. You got Stone Cold stunning Roddy Piper, which is very memorable. I was always a huge fan of Stone Cold and Roddy Piper. Anyways, that WrestleMania was very memorable. You know, you had the return of Roddy Piper, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Hulk Hogan, and many more. And what else? Anyways, let's just start off with the matches. My battery's really low. First match of the evening is Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. Now, it wasn't the best match they've ever had in their career. I mean, I thought they've had better matches in WCW, but this match still was entertaining. Only part that kind of disappointed me was the fact that it was pretty short. I think they rushed it. I think they didn't have enough time for an opener for WrestleMania. It was a very good match. However, it was not. It was very good. I just wanted it to be a little bit longer. Take a little time off of, I don't know, take a little time off of Undertaker and Randy Orton's match and put a little bit more on Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, because I felt like the Randy Orton Undertaker match was a little bit longer. However, Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero was a spectacular match, underrated. Reason why they couldn't do so well because Rey Mysterio's mask was bugging him throughout the match. He had a feeling that it was going to come off. If you could see the picture right over here, you can tell it's not a full mask. It's kind of like a half mask. So, really hard for Rey to, keep up with it. So, yeah, Rey Mysterio won the matchup. Nothing sad about that. I respect the decision. Love the match, so really don't care. Next was a Money in the Bank ladder match between 6 superstars, including Chris Benoit, Christian, Chris Jericho, Edge, Kane, and Shelton Benjamin. This match was awesome. I loved it. I just remember watching Chris Benoit doing the diving headbutt from the top of the ladder, missing. And I swear, when he was having that seizure thing, I was like literally nervous. I was scared. I thought Chris Benoit was gonna die or something. It was crazy. And then he opened up his stitches. It was just really disgusting. That just showed how hardcore and how tough Chris Benoit really was. The winner of the match obviously was Edge. He won the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match. Happy about that. But the problem was I wanted Chris Jericho to win because thing is that he's the one who kind of gave him who kind of created the idea of the Money in the Bank ladder match, and gave it to the creative board of the WWE. And I thought because it was Chris Jericho's idea, Chris Jericho should have won. But because Chris Jericho didn't win and Edge won, I thought it was okay. As you know, Edge 10 months later cashed in his Money in the Bank, became the world champion, or the WWE champion, by beating John Cena. So that was a memorable experience of watching it. Next is Undertaker versus Randy Orton, Legend versus Legend Killer. Great match, but I thought it was a little too long. I don't know why. I liked the SummerSlam match way better. I thought this match was pretty good, but it was just a little too long for me. Maybe I just got a little bit bored of it. Undertaker won the match. I expected that. I never, ever, ever pictured Randy being on top. Anyways, the Divas match, or the Women's Championship match between Trish Stratus and Christy Hemme with Lita. I kind of miss Christy Hemme. I thought she was really underrated. She left from WWE like literally 2 years after her debut, maybe one. But Trish Stratus won. She was a heel. I was really happy. Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, the interpromotional match. Very underrated. I thought they put a lot of effort in this match, which I appreciated. I loved it, and as you all know, it's WrestleMania 21 was on my top 10 list because of that specific match, Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. It was not the very best match, but yet it was very, very good. I think out of the whole entire matches in this pay-per-view, I think Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle was the number one. Alright, the Piper's Pit featuring Stone Cold Steve Austin, very memorable. Love the segment where, you know, Stone Cold stunners Carlito, and he does it to Roddy Piper at the same time. Very memorable. Anyways, Big Show versus Aki Bono. It was new, so I kind of like that. I mean, I like it how WWE changes the landscape of wrestling gradually. I mean, they don't, like, sometimes, what I'm trying to say is that I like it how at WrestleMania 21 they try to feature new styles, new tradition, and they were featuring the sumo wrestling match, which I thought was pretty cool because, you know, sumo wrestling goes way back in the days in Japan, and not just Japan, but even in other Asian countries like India or, you know, Pakistan or Afghanistan. You know, there will be like a lot of sumo wrestling matches or even mud wrestling matches, which were the original wrestling. As for what I know. Anyways, Aki Bono won the match, so it was pretty obvious. But it was really, really shocking how he literally pushed Big Show out of the ring. It was crazy. Next was the WWE Championship match between JBL and John Cena. This made John Cena's career skyrocket. Obviously, because John Cena won the WWE title. And at the time, I knew Cena was going to win. I just didn't want to believe it because it was not like I wasn't his fan. I was so into John Cena at the time. It was just that I thought he wasn't ready. He just came 2 years ago. Not even 2 years. No, I'm sorry. Not even 3 years. And all of a sudden, he becomes the WWE champion. I thought that was quick. I mean, usually you would see guys like Bret Hart, you know, taking, you know, around 8-10 years to actually become the world champion. It actually took Bret Hart like 8 years, I believe, to become the Intercontinental Champion. So that just shows how unique back in the days was. Like, you know, it would take time for people to get the title. However, when guys like Stone Cold, The Rock, you know, Undertaker, John Cena, Batista, you know, whenever they entered the WWE, all of a sudden they became champion, which was really unique. It just changed the landscape of wrestling. You know, now you got guys like Sheamus, you know, being in the WWE for like a couple of months to a year and becoming champions, as well as Dolph Ziggler. He becomes the world champion, even though it was like a couple of seconds, yet he still became the world champion. So that was pretty unique. Same for Randy Orton. That's another big example. You know, other guys like you know, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels took a long time to become the champion. Who else? Probably Chris Benoit. Took him about 4 or 5 years. Triple H, that's a big one. It took him 6 years, 5-6 years, to become the WWE champion for the first time. So that just shows how unique it is. Alright, last but not least, Triple H versus Batista. Oh, I didn't even say. JBL versus John Cena was a good match. Not a bad match. John Cena won. Alright, Triple H versus Batista. That was actually a very entertaining match. Triple H was busted open. I believe. Yeah, I haven't watched the match in a while. Matter of fact, I haven't watched this pay-per-view in a while. I think the last time I saw it was like last year. But anyways, this match was pretty good. Not the most memorable, but I think the most memorable moment in the match was when Batista won the world title, obviously. Because that was the first time he won it, and it kept going. So basically, if you ask me which WrestleMania, you know, made two mid cards become a main eventers or something like that, or if you were to ask me which WrestleMania showcased mid carders becoming main eventers, it would have to be WrestleMania 21, because for a guy like John Cena and Batista to be in OVW in like 2000 and then come to WWE around 2002, become the world champion of that company 3 years later, I would never believe it, but it happened. So that was very unique, very, very honorable. So yeah, that was WrestleMania 21. I hope you guys enjoyed. Out of 10 stars, I'll probably rate this pay-per-view around 7.5 stars. Reason for that is because thought Undertaker vs. Randy Orton was a little bit too long. I wanted it to be a little bit shortened. That way, Rey Mysterio vs. Eddie Guerrero could have been longer. I thought they could have had a better match, a little bit more focus. What else? In my opinion, Chris Jericho should have won the ladder match. He invented the match. He should have won it. But Edge winning it was actually a good decision. I mean, besides Chris Jericho, I didn't want Kane to win. I didn't want Shelton Benjamin or Christian to win. Maybe just Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, and Edge. Those were my three choices at the time. But yeah, and yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.